And according to your website, you're also, I'm going to quote here, a longtime Democratic Party activist who served as a member of the 2016 Democratic National Convention's Platform Standing Committee, close quote. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for America's favorite game show. How long does it take a Republican to get racist?
You support Hamas, do you not?
And time! GOP Senator John Kennedy takes home the gold with a record 30 seconds into his remarks. Good timing, too. We all know he would have said some offhand comment about coloring if he'd received bronze. But this hearing of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, known for its greatest hits like these...
Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about...
I think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about...
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Broke down into its most racist and despicable showing of Republican leadership yet, or rather, lack thereof. Because Senator John Kennedy launched ad hominem attacks against a prominent Arab American community advocate, Maya Berry. And as if the irony couldn't get any more apparent than it does in the following exchange, the hearing was about hate crimes in the U.S. And I'm not at all saying that what Kennedy did here qualifies as a hate crime, but as we'll see with the very last attack he lobs in this heated exchange, it gets pretty damn close.
You support Hamas, do you not?
So drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you love these videos calling out Republicans and their blatant racism, and let's get on with the shit show.
Senator, oddly enough, I'm going to say thank you for that question because it demonstrates the purpose of our hearing today in a very effective way.
Let's start first with a yes or no.
Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization that I do not support, but you asking the executive director of the Arab American Institute that question very much puts the focus on the issue of hate in our country.
Well, I got your answer, and I appreciate it. What is the, you support Hezbollah too, don't you?
Again, I find this line of questioning extraordinarily disappointing,
Is that a
Senator.
no?
That
Or
you
yes?
have Arab American constituents that you represent in your great state.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that, but my time's limited, and I apologize.
Yeah, thank God your time is limited, you geriatric racist In fact, frankly, it should be limited more with, I don't know, say an age limit in Congress. So we don't have to listen to your tired old antiquated racist tropes. And for those of you thinking, whoa, Kenny, cool off. You seem as angry as Donald Trump in the debate. Well, let me assure you, it gets f***ing worse.
But is that a yes or a no?
Yes or no question to do I support Hezbollah? The answer is I don't support violence, whether it's Hezbollah, Hamas, or any other entity that invokes it.
You can't
so
bring
no,
yourself
sir.
to say no, can you?
No, I can say no. I can say yes.
But
what
you
I
haven't.
can say is
You just
your
can't
line
make
of
yourself do
questioning.
it. Do you
Senator.
support or oppose Iran and their hatred of Jews?
Again, I'm going to emphasize Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, none of them is going to, this
you
discussion.
can't bring yourself to say no, can
Sir,
you?
I don't support.
It's real simple.
Excuse me, I'm going to,
Ian,
if I may, as a Muslim woman.
I said, no. Hey, Kennedy, why don't you stop pulling an RFK Jr. and disgracing your family and listen to the smart, intelligent woman who's trying to give you an answer and schooling your ass, instead of going into a conniption and your adult diaper.
Has this ever happened to you? You're sitting in court again, under pressure and stress, and then a warm feeling comes over you, uncomfortably warm.
Uh-oh.
It's pressure, all right. Down there. That's when you need Trump diapers.
God, Republicans are all the same.
As a Muslim woman, sir, I'm going to tell you I do not support Iran. But what I will tell you is that this conversation...
I'm running out of time. I'm sorry.
I'm running out of time. I only got about 3 good years until my brain turns to mush, and then I start feeding into what the immigrants are saying and feeding on my pets.
They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
You called our decision to cut funding. You called our decision to cut fund. Well, first, what's the United Nations Relief and Works Agency?
Dude, you're the fucking senator. Educate your dumbass self before you come in here hurling insults, attacking the woman that criticized you for pulling funding from it. But I guess we shouldn't be too surprised there, because the only things that can arouse Republican senators like John Kennedy are Viagra and slashing funding.
It's UNRWA, which is the institution that exists to provide services and aid to the nearly 6 million Palestinian refugees.
And you called our decision to cut funding for them, quote, an incredible moral failure, close quote.
That is absolutely correct. But again, I would suggest that conversation is about foreign policy.
We did that because 9 UNRWA staff members were fired for actually helping Hamas on October 7th. Isn't that the case?
I don't believe that that's correct in terms
Let me
of...
ask you one more time. You support Hamas, don't you? You
Sir.
support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you?
Sir.
Please.
Oh, you look great here, sir. Throwing unjustified claims about you know nothing about, and then throwing a temper tantrum? Classic Republican way to win an argument.
Donald Trump. Mr. President, how do you feel about the night? 105 minutes long. You've done this before. I think your 8th one. What is your review of your performance?
Well, I looked at the poll numbers. I listened to Harold Ford. I don't know what he was watching because I think he wasn't watching the debate that I was in yesterday. I think we did great.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas.
You know what's disappointing to me?
I do not support Hamas.
Bring yourself
I do
to
not
say
support Hamas.
You don't
or
support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't.
I was very clear in my support for UNRWA.
Hezbollah, and you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Holy Not only did he trample over her saying she doesn't support the exact same things he's claiming she does, which is racist as hell in and of itself, but to then tell her to hide her head in a bag? Telling this Arab woman to hide her head in a bag is about as f***ed up as someone telling Kennedy to hide his head in a convertible near a grassy knoll. I would never say that, especially with everything going on, but that is how f***ing hateful and demonstrable he comes off in this pathetic excuse for a hearing. Fortunately though, folks, we'll end this on a good note with this clip from the Senate Judiciary Committee Democrats themselves.
It's regrettable that as I sit here, have experienced the very issue that we're attempting to deal with today. The introduction of foreign policy is not how we keep Arab Americans or Jewish Americans or Muslim Americans or Black people or Asian Americans, anybody safe. This has been regrettably a real disappointment, but very much an indication of the danger to our democratic institutions that we're in now. And I deeply regret that, and I do hope that my testimony today has been helpful to understanding the need to respond to hate. It's regrettable